In this video, I want to review Vision 20, an eye supplement that does not look amazing. In fact, some sources even claim that it's a ripoff and that it doesn't help at all. So what lies behind this product? And most importantly, is Vision 20 a scam or not? All the answers coming up. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Olive from mysupplementadvice.com. I'm a pharmacist doing supplement reviews and health tutorials, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay updated with the latest tips I bring in. And I will also leave you the link to the full version of this review in the description below. Now let me show you what I'm going to cover in my review of Vision 20. First of all, I will give you a brief summary on this supplement and then I will start analyzing its most important features in detail. This being said, let's get straight to the review. Vision 20 is an eye supplement with a couple of unique features, but not in the positive way. It's one of those products with unprofessional websites that look entirely like sales pages and they only try to convince potential buyers using emotional promises instead of medical-based claims. For instance, Vision 20's website is full of convincing promises that are quite false in reality, and here's an example. Honestly, no eye supplement can work in as little as 15 minutes, trust me. If there was any that could, everyone would be using it because it meant you could solve your problem very fast. But that's impossible in reality, unfortunately. And these are not the only problems I found about Vision 20. It has no opinion from real users, its price is extremely high for its actual value, and it also has a couple of extra issues that bother me. So, given all these facts, I would surely not recommend Vision 20. I'm not saying that it's necessarily a scam, but in terms of quality, I doubt it's a very legit product either, so this is the main reason why I personally would not buy it. Now, I would go for a much cheaper alternative instead that also happens to have way better ingredients, so overall it makes a much better choice than Vision 20. I'm going to give you more details about it at the end of this review, so stay tuned until then. As I said, Vision 20 makes a lot of unfounded promises and claims. That's because its official website looks like a page that is only trying to sell the product. There's almost no medical evidence or studies, many unlikely promises, and lots of reviews that seem false or biased. Also, the website isn't focused on the supplement's composition, only on its so-called benefits. There's little info about its action mechanism and it also claims to help all eye-related problems, not a specific one which is pretty unlikely once again. In other words, Vision 20 states to be better than its competitors. However, the actual reasons behind this statement are not very clear. It claims to have some unique ingredients, but that's not the case at all. So its promises look quite shady. This is why I'm saying that it might be a scam. Now, the brand behind this product is called Zenith Labs, and in terms of reputation, it looks pretty legit and safe to buy from. It offers about 20 different health supplements, it has some very detailed contact info, so getting in touch with them is quite easily. Besides, Zenith Labs does not have too many complaints about its shipping or money-back guarantee policies. So from this point of view, buying from this brand should not be anything to worry about. Vision 20's composition could be a lot better if you ask me. It has some low doses in most compounds, only 2 vitamins and 1 mineral, and no trademark or original ingredients. Basically, most compounds from Vision 20 don't come in very high quantities. That's why you couldn't expect a great effect from this kind of formula. The ingredients themselves are indeed very valuable, but they lack more vitamins and minerals. These nutrients are extremely important when it comes to eye supplements, and they are not as essential in supplements of other types, for example in joint or in brain supplements. So Vision 20's formula could be a lot better in my view, but let's take a closer look at its ingredients. First of all, vitamin A is probably the most important vitamin when it comes to eye health. It has some strong antioxidant properties. It prevents aging and macular degeneration. It improves visual accuracy, and it also boosts eye health and clarity. Also, it's probably the only ingredient from Vision 20 whose dose is higher than normal. Next, we have vitamin C, whose biggest benefits are its antioxidant properties. It can fight oxidative stress and eye aging, and it can also prevent vision decline. Zinc is the next ingredient from this list, and this compound's deficiency is involved in night vision. A low level leads to a poor night sight, and it's also connected to melanin production. Next, we have rose hips and bilberry fruit extract, and both of these herbs have about the same benefits. They help vision due to their antioxidant properties. They are rich in anthocyanin, and they also boost sight clarity. Taurine has two main actions when it comes to vision. It protects the eye against light damage, and a deficiency can cause blurred vision. Up next, we have grapeseed extract, and the biggest benefit of this herb is that it can fight vascular problems. When it comes to the eyes, it has the potential to protect retina and lens cells. Lutein and zeaxanthin are definitely some of the best eye ingredients out there. That's because they have some very strong antioxidant properties. They can fight oxidative stress and reduce free radicals, and they can also protect the eyes and sight. Not to mention that they also have the potential to destroy vision-damaging toxins. You can find lutein and zeaxanthin in most eye supplements, so their benefits and potency are obvious. And lastly, we have lycopene, and according to recent studies, high levels of lycopene promote lower levels of eye problems and damage. Summing up, Vision 20 doesn't have a bad composition at all, but its overall ingredients and doses could be a lot better. That's why it's not a product whose formula I would recommend any soon. There are many better alternatives on the market, and this is why there's no point going for Vision 20. Like pretty much every eye supplement I reviewed lately, Vision 20 is formulated as capsules. They have a transparent gelatin cover, some average dimensions and sizing, and overall they are quite easy to swallow. But what made me rate this supplement so high here is its small serving size. It only requires one pill per day, which is extremely convenient. Also, it's totally up to you when exactly you want to take it. I recommend taking it after the meal, after the lunch, or after the breakfast. Just make sure you take it on a full stomach. I usually analyze a product's customer feedback in order to see how it really works. But as I somehow expected, Vision 20 doesn't have any authentic user opinions outside its official website. Basically, the only customer experience for this supplement were on its official page. I usually avoid official websites because the reviews there tend to be biased, so false positive. But when it comes to Vision 20, they seem even more biased than in most supplements. All reviews tell pretty much the same thing. Every user has a detailed and similar profile picture, and there are only 5-star praises. So from this point of view, I could never recommend a supplement of this kind. If it gave you the chance to write your own review as a verified customer, those reviews there might have been legit. But in these conditions, I would definitely not trust them. It's quite obvious that there are no complaints on Vision 20's secondary reactions. Since it doesn't have any authentic user review, don't expect it to have any negative opinion about its side effects. However, I consider it as a pretty safe supplement. That's because its ingredients are pretty classic and regular, and their doses are rather on the lower side. The only ingredient that might cause some side effects is vitamin A. That's because it comes in higher doses than in most cases, and it's pretty much the only ingredient from Vision 20 that does that. Still, it's not a pretty dangerous vitamin when it comes to this, so I doubt it would cause anything major in most people. Given the pretty weak quality of its formula, I consider Vision 20 as pretty overpriced. It's not the priciest supplement out there, but it's definitely more expensive than it should be. As I said, this supplement is only available on its official website, so that's where you're going to find the lowest price. A regular bottle costs $49, but price gets a bit lower if you buy larger quantities. A 3-month supply comes at $39 per bottle. On the other hand, a 6-month supply costs $33 per bottle. Now, $33 is not a huge price for an eye supplement, but for a formula of this kind, it's truly expensive. However, I would not recommend going straight for the 6-month supply because I'm not completely sure that this product is legit. So at $50 per bottle, which is its standard price, Vision 20 is definitely expensive, and this is why it's not a supplement I would recommend at this point. Here's how I would sum up my opinion on Vision 20 in 3 ideas. As I said, its composition has a couple of issues. It lacks more vitamins and minerals, and it has some pretty low doses in general. It truly has its own good side, that's a fact, but it's not the kind of formula I would recommend at this point. Secondly, Vision 20 has one of the most common problems of eye supplements. It only has some reviews and opinions on its official website, but as in most cases, they seem extremely biased and fake. So in reality, it pretty much lacks authentic customer opinions. And lastly, for the value of its ingredients, this supplement is definitely overpriced. I'm not saying it's the priciest you could find, far from that. But given its composition, it should not cost more than $25 if you ask me. So, what's my final opinion on Vision 20? Is it worth buying or not? Not really, unfortunately. It's probably not a scam given the really good reputation of its producer, but it's not an excellent supplement either. Its formula could be a lot better, both in terms of doses and ingredients. It doesn't have absolutely any authentic user opinion. It has a very unprofessional website that looks completely like a really bad sales page, and it's also very expensive for the value of its ingredients. As I said, I personally do not believe it's a scam, but it's definitely not a wise choice in terms of quality per price. So, what do I recommend instead then? Well, the alternative I've been promising to give you since the beginning of this video is a supplement called Lutenol. It has an excellent formula with some really high quality ingredients, the lowest price I could find for a supplement of this kind, and a really good quality per price ratio. I already said it, compared to Vision 20, it's a much better choice from all points of view, so it's definitely the supplement I would go for instead. I'm going to leave you my video review of Lurenol in the left part of my screen, so if you're interested in this supplement, check out that video. Thank you so much for watching this review. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next time.